it's a great honour actually being here, being KFC Mini-Cricket, been 35 years. The amount of cricket that has come through this program has been amazing. I think it instills a great value system within the game. Honesty, trust, as well as the passion and teamwork as well is important. So for our communities to really work hard together, and KFC really brings that all together, and using the sport as a vehicle is important.
I think it's important for Cricket South Africa to continue in this light. We're changing youngsters' lives, we're creating opportunities, we're bringing people from diverse backgrounds together. This seminar is a small token of our appreciation for the mammoth tasks that others are doing on our behalf. And without these volunteers, we would never be able to produce the talented stars, girls and boys, national players, both in our women's team and our senior team. So for me, this is the most humbling experience, seeing people from all corners of South Africa getting together, talking about how we can make this program even better and more successful.
It's the best thing that Cricket South Africa has done, and I fully support and back it. 35 years of service to the development of the game is something special. Those volunteers, we need to bring them closer to the cricket community. Well, I've seen quite a number of programs in Australia, the Milo development program. I've seen what is happening in England. Well, I believe we are on the right track towards building a strong, sound base for future cricketers for this country.
Basically, the messaging that I would like to get out to the coaches is persistent. They need to be persistent in what they do, and obviously understanding a coach is similar to a teacher. So a teacher has got a bigger role than what we actually see. So I would like coaches to put more emphasis in what they teach these youngsters, because this is where the talent comes from. The big stars that we see who are now your AB de Villiers, it all comes from a coach. So if they could do that, I think we'll create a whole new world, or in fact a generation of superstars. The volunteering part, I think it's quite powerful to an extent. If I may go back to how I grew up, where they say village raises one child. It's similar to this. Just because you might not be getting paid to do something, it doesn't necessarily mean your input isn't good enough. In fact, that's actually the best input you could ever have, because it is motivated by love as opposed to money.
The idea is to make it as practical as we can. So one of the local schools did send some of their players over. They've never played cricket before. So the main aim is for the coaches to get actively involved in coaching. There's no better way to learn from one another and to actually doing the skill practically. So we've got a lot of coordinators running around in between, and then assisting the coaches on how to coach the various skills.
So it's important to learn new drills and really keep yourself abreast of the modern techniques. And so the batting stuff that I showed them today was really to stimulate them to what is possible under some difficult conditions. You know, some of these coaches are in some tough communities where the conditions are not ideal, but you can still develop a cricketer. You know, it's really not where you are at, but it's more a case of think outside the box and be proactive. So it was great. You know, you can even use a plank, you can use a stick with bottle tops and stones, and these are the sort of things one can do. You know, one should never say, look, I cannot do this or I cannot achieve. Anything is possible if you really put your mind to it. So it's the finer points of hand-eye coordination, and that's really what will give our batsmen the edge going forward in the country.
Yes, the program is definitely working. We can see players coming through the ranks that got introduced to KFC Mini-Cricket for a number of years. So the program is definitely working. There's obviously a lot of volunteers in the program, and there's a lot of upskilling that needs to be done. So continuous repetition and empowerment of actually knowing the skills is quite important.
I think so. It's absolutely fantastic. It's the first time I've come to a seminar for mini cricket. I never expected an award. I never knew that it's going to be such a fantastic experience. But I think the incentive that I've received for this year is actually going to instill me to ensure that I take it for another 20 years until I retire. what Mini-Cricket is doing with Cricket South Africa is definitely different from all other codes of sports.
Well, I believe in change. Anything that stands still, it's bound to die. What I saw today, it is a step up from when I left Cricket South Africa almost 6 years ago. I believe you are on the right track.
I'd like to see it grow tenfold. Like our coaches have said, they want to see more games being played, more quality games. And I think in particular, there's a need for a lot more ex-Model C schools to come on board. There's this impression created that only schools from the townships and previously disadvantaged areas participate in this program. I think that invitation is always open to ex-Model C schools to become more involved in our programs. I think for me that is key now.
Much more than I ever knew. And I think
folks, this is for all the changes we've made in people's lives, but also think of the moment of the kids we've missed, and we can get them back. So just spend a little bit of time and think about those kids that haven't had a chance of meeting us yet.